Hell, friends, there's really nothing better than having a guitar on your lap and a hot cup of coffee in your hand that waits to be drunk between learning new licks. So today's video is all about hybrid picking. If you want to go from here to here, then you should definitely stay tuned. So what is hybrid picking? Hybrid picking is a cross-style technique where your regular picking with the pick is combined with the fingers of your picking hand. But why should you learn it at all? Why is it useful to apply hybrid picking? Well, first of all, it's another way of expressing the picking hand. Using a finger or using your fingers will always sound differently than solely using the pick. Second, hybrid picking is more economical in many playing situations. It can also help you play licks faster. In many cases, it prevents complicated movements from the pick when you have to cross strings. Of course, there are many ways to apply this technique, and in this lesson we won't be able to discuss all of them. From my experience, I know that the most common question regarding hybrid picking is how you can use it for your pentatonic scales. And that's exactly what we want to take a look at today. I will show you a possible way how you can hybrid pick your pentatonic runs. So let's start. Here's the first pattern where we go from high to low strings. So we're in the key of B minor, more specifically in the first shape of the minor pentatonic. So let me play the first lick for you in the regular tempo and then in a slower version before we go to the close-up. So just two notes before we start, and these are important notes. The first thing is the pick always plays the lower string and the finger always plays the higher string. So for example, here I play the D string with the pick and I pluck with my middle finger the G string. So never turn this around. The second thing is that picking and plucking never take place on the same string one after another. So you would never play a note here on the D string and then pluck the next note. So it's very common that after you have used your pick to play a note, you play a hammer on and then you do the plucking on the higher string again. So let's take a look at the first lick and the close-up now. So let's start with the first example. I put my pinky on the 10th fret of the high E string and I play the first note with my finger. I pluck the note. In this case, I take my middle finger. It's up to you if you take your middle finger or your ring finger, whatever feels convenient to you. So I pluck the first note and then I pull off to the 7th fret of the high E string. Then I hit the B string with my pick. I put my pinky on the 10th fret and release to the 7th fret. And this is the first group of 4 notes. So the first note is always plucked. And the rest are pull-offs. The second group of 4 notes starts on the high E string again. I put my index finger on the 7th fret of the high E string, and as it is the first note, it's played with the finger. I pluck it, and then I hit the B string with my pick. I put my pinky on the 10th fret, release to the 7th fret, and then I put my ring finger on the 9th fret of the G string and I play it with my pick. Then I put my pinky on the 10th fret of the B string, and it's the third group of 4 notes. And the first note again is played with the finger, it's plucked. I release to the 7th fret of the B string. And then I play the G string with my pick. I put my ring finger on the 9th fret and release to the 7th fret. And the next group starts on the 7th fret of the B string. I play it with my index finger, and of course I don't pick it, I pluck it, because it's the first note of a new group of 4 notes. Then I play the G string with my pick. I put my ring finger on the 9th fret. I release to the 7th fret, and then I play the D string where my ring finger lays on the 9th fret, and I play it with my pick. Here's the entire lick again, played slow. And here's a little faster. Try to imagine how many movements you would make if you played the lick with your pick regularly, crossing the strings. It's complicated and it costs you speed. I hope that the economic advantage of hybrid picking becomes a little bit clearer to you when playing these licks with the mixture of the pick and your middle finger. Of course, we also want to learn a way to get from the lower strings to the higher strings applying the hybrid picking technique. So let me show you the example I have picked out for you. To go from the lower strings to the higher strings, I personally use 2 variations. In variation 1, I only play every second 4th note with the middle finger. So this sounds like that. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first group that I only play with hammer-ons, and then comes the second group. And to me, this is the second 4th note. So in it's the 4th note in the second group of 4 notes. I hope it's not too complicated to understand. Let me repeat it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this note is plucked. In the second variation, I pluck the 3rd note of the first group and the 4th note of the second group. So this is 1, 2, pluck, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it totally depends on what feels most comfortable, and well, it's your choice how you want to do it, or if you even find another way to play from the low strings to the high strings. But let's go to the close-up now so that I can explain it lick to you. So let's take a look at the second lick. Variation number 1. We put our index finger on the 7th fret of the D string. And the first 4 notes, so the first group, is only played by hammer-ons. So we hit the D string and we hammer on to the 9th fret here with our ring finger. We do the same thing on the G string. And then we start the second group of 4 notes with our middle finger on the D string here. On the 9th fret, we pick the string. And then we put our index finger on the 7th fret of the G string and we hammer on to the 9th fret. So 1, 2, 3. And the 4th note is here on the 7th fret of the B string, where I put my index finger on and I play it with my finger here. I pluck it. So let me do that slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we apply the same principle. We put the index finger on the 7th fret of the G string, hammer on to the 9th fret. Then we move to the B string. Our index finger is on the 7th fret and we hammer on to the 10th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we come to the next group of 4 notes and we know that we're gonna pluck the 4th note. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I start with my middle finger or with the ring finger here on the 9th fret of the G string. I play the note here with the pick. I play the B string with the pick. 7th fret, hammer on to the 10th fret. And then I barré with my index finger to play the 7th fret of the high E string with my finger. So let's take a look at the second variation. In the second variation, I use to pluck the 3rd note of the first group of 4 notes and the 4th note of the second group of 4 notes. I won't explain the lick again. I just want to show you what I do. So I go 1, 2, and then I pluck 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and I pluck 4. So 1, 2, 3, pluck. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, pluck. As always, my credo is that there are no right or wrong when playing the guitar. Take it easy with learning hybrid picking and with learning these licks. Try to find out which variation feels most natural and most comfortable to you. If you feel safe with the groups of 4 notes, go on and try other note groupings. I hope my video was able to give you a little insight on hybrid picking. So don't forget to subscribe, stay tuned, see you at my next video. Thanks for watching, take care. Bye.